Hello. Bali sir, yung question ko po kasi kaya po pag gumagamit ng link yung mga gano'ng environmental labeling yung ibang products kasi porque may issue sila ng mga permits from the or LLDA. Kaya parang kumbaga porque kung na-issue sila ng ECC, ng research permit or ng permit of certificate, kaya ba nila dinideclare na yung kaya din sila naglalagay ng label dun sa kanilang mga product?
If they, yung government compliance, yung government compliance, mandatory yun. Ang eco-labeling, ang green choice, goes beyond mandatory. Plus kami. Minimum requirements namin before you can engage, you must be a government compliant. Kasi one of the objective of the program is to complement the government environmental policies. Kasi nga, ang issue natin, we do have a lot of environmental policies, but when it comes to implementation, kakaunti yung nakaka-comply. Primarily, because we have so much, probably the government has so much things to do, no? And in terms of resources din, kulang sila to implement yung detalye ng programa. So, through market-based instrument, we want to assist them by voluntarily, each and every company that would want to engage with us, kahit hindi kayo na-monitor ng government, you must comply to existing laws. Ano? And yung cross-cutting policy ng SCP, we call it SCP cross-cutting policy ng UMP, yung ECC nga, isa, solid waste, yung sa Cleaner Act, Water Act, 6969, or toxic substances. So now, meron pang bago ngayon yung GHG. So, kino-complement namin yung government. Now, your question is that, do they have to put it there as a marketing pitch? Prerogative ng company. Pero sa akin, walang dating yun. Dahil mandatory yan eh. Whether you like it or not, you have to follow it. So, pero okay yun. Nasa sa company yun. Pwede mong ilagay na compliant ka to ECC, compliant ka to RDA. Pero, technically, you cannot operate without complying to the government. Kaya lang, in our society nga, that's into, you know, if you want to have an edge over the other competitor, you have to go beyond this government compliance. You engage with the third party. Kasi parang isa-self-declared mo na compliant ka sa parang greenwashing na yun. Ang tawag doon, sin of irrelevance. Kasi mandatory yun. So, hindi mo kailangan i-declare yun. Pero nasa sa iyo kung gusto mong i-declare. Pero from the point of view ng consumer, lalo na kung educated consumer, tawag sa iyo, sabi, ba't mo i-declare na compliant ka sa ganito? Eh, dapat lang kasi na-operate. Lalo na pag EMP. So, yun po. Actually, itong SCP cross-cutting policy is, may program na yun yung under the Swiss Asia policy component. So, i-implement na yun. Tapos kami yung recognition. Pagka nakatupad ka doon sa in-implement ng government, and then you have environmental and engage with us, we recognize you through this green choice. Yes, sir?
So then, yung sa address of implementing EO 301, sino ang mandated to implement sa
well, dapat ang nakalagay dun sa EO 301 ay ang National Eco-Labeling Board, which is the green choice, is just to provide a list of products identified in terms of criteria. So in our case, of course, technically, we cannot recommend a brand, di ba? So, ang trabaho namin is just to certify products. And then, PMS, under that implementing guidelines, PMS, yung dapat nagko-consolidate ng bawa, LLDA, dapat nagsasabit siya para sa PMS. So, ang isang fallback ng EO 301, walang implementing rules and guidelines. I even asked that, and then So wala siyang implementing rules and guidelines. That's where the Government Procurement Policy Board is doing right now. Kasi sila yung policy nung hindi ma-implement, kanya-kanya ng implementation ang bawat government agencies. So ngayon nga, naka-pilot stage yung implementation, and then hopefully whatever experiences na magagather doon, the GPPB will be able to come up on principal guidelines to be implemented for all the government agencies. Yes, sir.
Sir, regarding sa ang FDA, di ba sir, sila na din nag-regulate ng mga products ng food and drugs.
Food and drugs.
Yes po. Pero, di ba sila din nag-check ng mga labels?
Hindi.
Hindi sir, kasi yung sister ko, work doon, ang ginagawa kasi nila, usually yung mga, sinasabi yung mga free, check din nila. So, talagang, kung hindi tama, pinapalis sa kanila. Lalo din yung mga supplementals, mga food supplement. So, yung dapat nakalagay doon, dapat tanggalin. Kasi wala talagang health issues.
Sa food yun, sa food lang sila, sa drugs. Ang isa pang regulating agency sa other products ay BBS. Tapos, we involve them sa mga technical working group. Kaya nga, lagi na silang nag-take off sa dami doon ginagawa nila. So, yung regulation, take note, this is voluntary. You might have misinterpreted my presentation. Green choice is voluntary. We complement whatever mandatory requirements that governs a particular product or service. So, normally EMB, and then other products would be Bureau Product Standards, Food, FDA would be. So, and more. DOE also, halimbawa, sa lamb. Pag nag-label kami ng lamb, more than the EMB requirements, they have to comply with the DOE requirements. Beyond that, yung environmental thing. Plus kami. Plus yung program. Government regulation, compliant, plus. Hindi pwedeng we label you because you are government compliant. Hindi pwedeng gano'n. Misleading na yun. Kasi, at any rate, dapat compliant talaga kayo sa government before you do the business.
Kung pilot na sa Quezon City, ang output na is to have a standardized parang labeling. Kasi in the absence of the agency sa DOE, sabog lahat eh. Kasi ang pinag-galingan ko kasi is, kung wala ka ng standardized na nakita mo ang daming label, no? Pero kung kami consumer, ano na pipiliin ko at hindi ko na naiintindihan kung ano yung mga yun eh. Dapat may isang common standard reference na lang ng labeling para naiintindihan ng public, consumer, at yun din nasusundan ng lahat ng industry. Na isa na lang language natin. Pero kung wala pang mandate to come up with that standard label, hindi magiging successful kaya ang hina ng green labeling ngayon, green purchasing. So, in the absence of lead agency, kumbaga parang walang master plan on how to implement this effectively eh. Hanggang sa ngayon, ikot-ikot pa rin tayo dun sa limbo na yun, sa nangyayari na talagang wala mag-o-own nito, mahirap eh. And with your pilot, ano bang patakil natin yung future nito man? Bakit?
So, labeling in itself is, as I mentioned, this kind of initiative is voluntary. So, the mandatory thing would have to push for a certain policy program. And elsewhere in the world, you cannot, the type 1 eco-labeling cannot be mandatory. Halimbawa, ang Japan, they enacted Green Procurement Act. Hindi nila minamandate. Ang gamitin mo lang ay yung letter E nila na labeling. They use a lot of labels. Pero it clarifies the procedure and the standard on how to use those labels. So babagsak tayo sa ganon. Going back to your question, the pilot project in Quezon City would now define particularly how the local government will implement green procurement guidelines and policy procedure ang susundan doon. The interplay the interplay of labeling will be incorporated as part of the experience. So that guidelines also, that policy will now be recommended and influence the national level policy being crafted by GPDP. Ganun yung expectation namin doon. And then in terms of environmental gain, ang target doon sa Quezon City, one would be to reduce the environmental impact. Dapat measurable. Water, GHG, electricity, kasama yon. So, merong supply chain analysis nung kanilang procurement system, ika-capacitate yung kanilang mga suppliers, ituturuan din sila how to engage in SCP, and then from there, bibigyan sila ng award ng green choice probably up to this level. And then, at the same time, merong yung Quezon City magpa-practice. Ano yung pros and cons, ano yung benefits, ano yung disadvantage. From there, we can tune it up and maiparada doon sa, hopefully, ma-integrate sa policy. And sabi mo nga, dapat may mag-own ng program. Eco-labeling is just a tool. So, kailangan natin framework. Yung SCP National Action Plan dapat nila ang gumagawa. Wala na. So, kami ang trabaho namin, pinupush namin yun.
Basically, it should be reflected sa IRR.
Pero IRR came from, government procedure and policy. So, green procurement, EO 301, only mandates the executive branch of the government, not even the legislative and the judiciary, hindi government. So, yung pinupush natin magkaroon ng Green Procurement Act, which covers all different sectors nationally. So, magkaiba yun. Okay? So, can we now proceed with the green choice para lang makita nyo yung details?